on? It's the boy Young LA, Mr. A9. We in here with my personal partner, Mikey T, the movie star. You see what I'm saying? And this report card radio, so you need to tap in and turn it up. Get your grades up. Let's go.
Were you around Grand Hustle when BG was actually with the camp?
Yeah, BG was my man. I was the one he called as soon as he come in town for the street shit. You know what I'm saying? The pharmaceuticals and shit. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I was his go-to bad. That's my boy though, man. Like TC from from Chopper City. That's how I got on the song with BG, TC, and Bun B, and Yo Got It.
So tell me a little bit about BG and how he was rocking with Grand Hustle, man.
BG authentic, man. Like, he just one of them ones, bro. He remind me of myself, because it's like, you know, you get them kind of artists who just remain humble, man, and just remain approachable, and just like, you know, he never went big, he never went arrogant. Like, he was approachable, he was humble, you know, like a guy who really been through something, like a street guy who really appreciate, you know what I'm saying? He was just a real individual, bro. He was just real, bro. And just being around BG, being a fan of the Hot Boys, and just seeing that, you know, growing up on that shit in middle school and shit like that, and just being his presence to be on records with him, they need to free him ASAP.
Could you tell me what type of a relationship that BG had with T.I.? Did you ever get to see them in the studio together?
I just know, man, BG was around a lot. When they was putting that venture together with the Chopper City with T.I., I know BG was around a lot. Yep. He definitely was.
Too Hood for Hollywood is what it was called.
Man, listen, man, don't play with BG, man. You can't put no cap on that boy. No cap.
Free BG. Shout out my guy, Hot Boy Turk. Man, he always be keeping me updated, you know.
Shout out Turk. Shout out TC. I just had a chance to see Turk the Super Bowl we lost Atlanta when we went out, man. I hate to say it on this big interview, but though, you know, the infamous Super Bowl, we was up 28-3 or something like that, man. And it didn't turn out good for us. But that same day, I seen Turk that day at my manager Johnny Cabell house. So shout out to Turk. And I mean, like I say, I've been around the greats, and can you imagine just being around 8 Ball?
Facts, man.
I mean, come on, man. It's ball right here, man. MJG, that speaks volume.
LA, I wanted you to tell me about when you first got the deal with Interscope Records. Could you break down that situation for me?
Shout out to Tubby. Tubby did that deal over there at Interscope. He was close friends with some execs over at Grand Hustle. Amir Boyd, who was working radio, Jason Jeter, those guys, and hey, he came to Atlanta, man, and seen what Ain't I was really doing in person. I think he came to a club one night, and the record was like, I think the remix had just leaked. And when he came and seen the performance at the club, it was a done deal, bro. That's all it took. I mean, Ain't I had got so much leg power up under it. By the time Tip them got on it, it was already the biggest record in the streets before Tip them was on it. So, I mean, at that time when Tubby came, he seen, you know, I didn't have to say no words. I didn't have to do nothing but dance on stage. That's it. The crowd said every word for us, you know? Yeah. And when Tubby seen that, immediately we flew to Cali. Immediately we flew to LA because T.I. was out there on some filming stuff, you know? That's when he was filming a lot of movies, you know, Takers. You know, he had like a 3-movie deal, you know what I'm saying? And he was out in LA doing a lot of that. And I got to bump into him, you know, while I was out there on my business signing my deal. And he said, hey, man, you here now. You in the big league, but you got a lot more to go. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot more to do. And I now understand exactly what he was saying, you know?
Yeah. Could you take me into when T.I. was marketing you to the masses? What do you remember most about your push?
I remember going to New York at functions with T.I. Well, he's on the front of the Vibe magazine, and it's crazy. And I mean, at that time I was signed to him, and I'm like the hottest artist in the fucking world right now. And so Tip would bring me into his events, let me get promo and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And I think that was one of the things I remember for real, is when I went to Vibe, because this is all brand new for me still. I'm just now breaking out of Atlanta, really traveling, and to go to a Vibe rollout and see, Tip in rare form. I'll never forget that day. I never forget gracing the cover, the double XL cover. What's that? The cover. I think it's double XL or the Source. But we all was on the cover. Me, T.I., Young Dro, 8 Ball, and MJG at that time because they were signed over there too. So I'm on this cover, bro, with like real Southern legends. Like T.I. is a legend to me. 8 Ball and MJG, those are legends. I listened to those guys as kids. You know what I'm saying? This is how, so just to be on the cover with these kind of guys, it said a lot about where, my potential level was and, where I was headed,